You ready for a Democratic Senate in Washington, D.C.? With Jack Reed in the majority and Barack Obama in the majority working for you? Well, that's just what we're going to deliver. And let me tell you, a Democratic Senate is not the answer to some political science question. And it's not just Bush bashing. This comes home to families in Rhode Island every day. You see it in a war in Iraq that has no end in sight, that cost us 100 young men and women last month, and a Republican Senate that won't put any pressure on the president, that won't call on Rumsfeld's resignation, and that won't even investigate where the missing billions of dollars have gone. We do not need more of that, folks. But if we lose this race, we will get more of that. You all know, and everybody who makes any sense in America knows, that our environmental policies are way, way, way off track. And we need an energy policy that will get us off foreign oil by 2020. But you know that the Republicans in Washington, they listen just to the oil companies. And big oil won't stand for it, so they won't do it. If you want action on energy, if you want action on the environment, it's going to take Democrats. It's going to take Barbara Boxer as the chairman of the Environment Committee instead of Jim Inhofe, a man with a 0% environmental voting record who thinks global warming and climate change are a hoax. I mean, give me a break. If you want to see change in our healthcare system, the most expensive healthcare system in the world that provides the worst healthcare results for all of us, I see doctors here, they know how bad this thing is. We can fix it. But we need to do better than a president whose solution is to make the mess tax deductible for people rich enough to itemize their deductions and leave the rest of the mess alone. We need people who are going to roll up their sleeves and give us a healthcare system we can be proud of, and that's going to be the Democratic Party. And in this great country, it is not asking too much for parents to be proud of their public schools and not worried about them. And it is not asking too much for parents to know how they're going to afford higher education for their kids and not have to worry about that either. That's in our national interest. But these Republicans have had 6 years to try on that, and it's been worse and worse and worse. And what should really sting here in Rhode Island is that the Pell Grants, named after our great Senator Claiborne Pell, now have their lowest buying power ever against the cost of college education. That will change with a Democratic Senate, I promise you that. And I'll finish up with the one that makes me the maddest, and that's this prescription drug plan. Why on earth you need to leave a $3,600 hole in the middle of a prescription drug plan for an 82-year-old woman who's living on Social Security so you can have the pharmaceutical industry make $40 billion in extra profits? I don't get that. That has got to change. We win this race in Rhode Island, we get a Democratic Senate, I promise you, first order of business, that hole in the coverage gap will be filled in. And here's how we're going to do it in the next 3 days, because we're all going to do it together. And it's going to be done with our feet and our hands, knocking on doors, handing out leaflets. Do me a favor, put your hands up. Show me the hands that are going to do this. Let's get those hands in the air. These are the hands that are going to knock on the doors. These are the hands that are going to hand out the leaflets. These are the hands that are going to dial the phones. These are the hands that are going to drive the vans and the buses and get people to the polls. And when we do it, those are the hands that are going to turn this country in a new direction. But right now, here's what I want you to do with those hands. I want you to give a great Rhode Island welcome on this beautiful fall day to a great American, to a great friend, to the Junior Senator from the state of Illinois, to one of the great voices for our party and for our country, Senator Barack Obama.